We got Disclosed TV saying Trump's big, beautiful bill bans all 50 states from regulating AI for 10 years. And it centralizes the control at the federal level and integrates AI systems into key federal agencies. Tell me why, again, we should
Yeah, well,
pass
first
this
off, how
bill.
is this? Can the government do that? Like, my first thought was like, wait, where's the, what, isn't that unconstitutional?
Yeah, what's the
Can the
precedent?
government
Right.
can the government just say states can't make laws on this? This new tech, no state may regulate the internet. Like, can the federal government do that? What is this under some sort of emergency act?
What did they
How
do
do
with?
we?
Remember, they did it with COVID, right? Didn't they? You can't regulate. You can't. Or no, they said you couldn't sue the corporations for the V.
But that was under emergency because they have those provisos or whatever for emergency situations where okay, well the government has to come in wartime. The federal government can do this, but this felt like I don't understand how the federal government can just legislate what the states can legislate.
Right, like that's exactly what I was saying. What's the precedence here? I mean, at least the Patriot Act had. I mean, as stupid as it was the war on terror. But like, what's and he
Yeah.
brought up an illegal immigrant. It's like, that's what I said. Is like, is that the precedent? We're talking about illegals here. Like, is that what it is? We're gonna aggregate all this shit to get the illegals out? Like, I don't know. I don't understand it.
It does all
Appropriation.
seem connected though.
What does?
This and that, right? The Palantir collecting databases, the no one can regulate AI
Yeah,
use
it
except
is.
the
It
federal
absolutely
government.
is
Like, yeah, and
connected.
it's
Yeah.
all happening right now. It's like, okay, well, what's this all about?
It's like honestly, it's like not even conspiracy theorist type brain shit. It's like, dude, if you just like
No.
look at it for a second, JD Vance, Peter Thiel, okay, Peter Thiel, Alex Cart, Palantir, like now they want to
Yeah,
pass this shit.
exactly,
Like
exactly.
this doesn't take a fucking genius to figure out. That's thus the
True.
reason why I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
So to improve within the Department of Commerce the cybersecurity posture of federal information technology systems through modernized architecture, automated threat this is Minority Report, right? Isn't this what Minority Report is about? And integrated artificial intelligence solutions. They could pre-program whether or not you would have a likelihood of being a threat or something. Like they had like a database about that, about whether or not, and they would arrest you before you did anything. This is like the first steps to that. And no state or political subdivision thereof may enforce during 10-year period beginning of the date of the enactment of this act any law or regulation of that state or political subdivision thereof limiting, restricting, or otherwise regulating artificial intelligence models, artificial intelligence systems, or automated decisions systems entered into interstate commerce. Well, I mean, couldn't interstate commerce be also purchasing on things online on Amazon?
I mean, it could. It all depends. I think when you get an Amazon account, there's a EULA that you read, right? And I think they say they're not going to give your data away. Because I mean, some companies will
Yes.
sell your data, right? They that's what they do. They collect. But most of those companies are like scam companies, not like legitimate, big name corporations.
It says, but yeah, yes, Amazon purchases are interstate commerce. So anything bought online, they're basically saying that anything bought online.
Here's the deal. Vance said that, again, I don't really know, I'm no expert, right? But he said the reason they're doing this is because they don't want states like California, woke states, to start manipulating AI output. Saying because when I hear this threat detection, well, I mean, that's going to be racist, right? Like 100%. If you tell a computer, identify
Yeah.
who here in this group of felons is most likely to, repeat, or I shouldn't even say it, most in this group that's most likely to commit a felony, right? It's like that's going to come back with results that people would consider racist
Yeah.
for all different crimes and all different races. That was Vance's explanation. He didn't say that part, but that they were trying to prevent a state from saying no, edit it so that we end up with equitable, right, equal and results. But then he said, however, they're running into issues, and he said he thought this will get removed before the bill gets passed, because he said there are states like Tennessee, which has a lot of music artists in it, and they right away were like, what do you mean we can't regulate AI? Like, we're having a huge problem with all these artists' voices,
Oh, yeah.
and we need to be able to regulate this
That's a good
copyright
point.
wise.
Yeah.
Vance was like, oh, I don't really have a position. I see both sides of it.
I mean, to me, just giving these people unfettered power to do like I don't even have to get I don't even need to get into a political or debate or even it just to me it
Yeah.
just sounds like a fucking disaster, dude.
Really, threat detection, that's the problem.
They're gonna have
We don't really
automated
mind so
government
much.
fucking missiles on every corner, and they're gonna say threat
Yeah.
detected. You have a 99% chance at being a felon, at being a
And at
murderer.
what point,
You're dead.
how many murders do you have to stop before it's a valid limitation of a human's privacy, right? Because it's like, well, let's say let's say they stop 2 murders because they have all this data. It's like, is that worth it? I think no. I think actually our privacy is worth human lives, and but they will be able to shout those deaths from the rooftop with propaganda, and then be like, okay, well, now we get to monitor your aerial property with drones.
Speaking of propaganda, though, let's just touch on this real quick because you brought it up. X,
Yeah.
propaganda. Would you say?
Yeah, to some degree, but I would say less so than most sites, right? Most social media.
Like, my whole thing I keep thinking about is that Elon Musk took X, and he's in the State Department.
Was.
Sure,
Was.
sure.
No,
Was.
yeah,
You're right. We don't. We'll see. But I even think that might have been kind of some bullshit because he deleted
sure.
that tweet. By the way, this is all basically that happened right as soon as this happened. So,
Yeah.
I sometimes just start to think these people are smart, and they know how people will react to things. And if you can say, I know you're going to react this way if I do this, well, then I can plan for this, right? Like with
Yeah,
the whole,
yeah.
the salute he did, right? Musk did.
Yeah.
I don't think he did that on accident. I don't think that was. I
No,
think he
not
knew
a chance.
that people were going to react a certain way about it, and it might have been just a test to see.
100%.
Let's see what people do with this. He wanted to see real quick. I'm in. We're in. Let's see how it goes real quick. This is my test, and he probably got the exact reaction he wanted. And I think that these people now he thinks I have the mouthpiece of the internet. I have X at my disposal. So I can do and say things, and they might even be smart enough to say, prior to this, we're going to decide on things that we're going to talk about or disclose to the public. I might even say something, drop something like, you're on Epstein's Island. And these people might have agreed to it beforehand. And I don't know. This is all speculation, but I'm just saying that you could say that, okay, I'm going to come out with this stuff on my platform X, and it's going to get 500,000 views, and it's going to distract the mainstream. It's just distraction, and it's I know what the result's going to be, and I know how people are going to play into it.
But that's not propaganda. That's just someone.
It is propaganda because
right?
because
Trump,
because there also are periphery people who I do believe are in the pocket of these people who do get promoted on this fucking platform. And they talk about it in a certain way, and they take the sides of the tech people, like the big beautiful bill. I don't exactly know if he really disagreed with it. Like, could he say, I want to be the heel? I'm going to be the heel right now. I'm going to play this narrative of being the heel so that we have this kind of dialectic. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, he could, and obviously he has a lot of voice on X, but it is his platform, and I don't notice the algorithm feeling really controlled on X.
It's not. Listen, it's not. I'm not saying that it's obvious. I'm saying that even people like, and I don't know, but I'm just saying like even like Asmongold commented and was like, yeah, slim that bill down or whatever. And taking the side of Elon Musk, like even something as and I might even agree with him or whatever, but like I'm just saying, even something passive like that, that's like a form of propaganda. Who people in your orbit, they take these prominent positions in the culture, and they're agreeing with you on something. And I don't know, again, because this is the landscape. I don't know. Maybe these people are being paid directly by Elon Musk or somebody. I mean, he's got so much fucking money.
Okay, sure, but
I'm just skeptical. That's all I'm saying.
is famous on YouTube too, right? He's huge on YouTube.
Sure.
Okay, so maybe so my inclination is to think someone like Asmongold is he's just popular in both, right? And he has followers.
No, I'm not limiting it to just. I'm not saying it's just X, but I'm saying X is the mouthpiece for a lot of political, talk on the internet. I'm saying that there are people who might extend out to Twitch, they might extend out to YouTube, whatever, Quick Kick or whatever, but they still are kind of in these spheres where they, one way or another, because people watch these people, right? And they watch these people and what I've seen is that they wholesale take their opinions and they just run with them. And it's so hard for somebody, maybe this is schizo brain or whatever, but like to sit there and be like, these people have these opinions and I watch their followers, there's millions of followers, just wholesale agree with it because it's coming from this mouthpiece. That to me, it just stinks, right? It says something like, I don't know if this person's in their pocket or not. And I'm so hesitant to say one way or the other, really, but I just am skeptical of it.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm just using it. I don't know that I would say that propaganda if someone has a bunch of followers and they just take what they say. Like, that's demagoguery or whatever. I will say this. I don't know if you've
No,
ever
no,
been
no,
on
no. I'm
TikTok.
saying that we are not, as viewers, we cannot be
Yeah.
certain whether or not they are or not. And that's something that I think every person posts,
That they're not paid.
that they're not
Is
paid
that what
or yes, yes, that they're not in the sphere or orbit
okay.
of these people. Yeah.
Yeah, but that any platforms like anyone's like
Well,
that. How does that
but
make it
what I'm saying
X propaganda?
Is Elon buying X was seen as something of freeing speech, and this is a free
Yeah.
speech platform now. But I don't think that we should be so quick to say that is the case. But people want to say, well, it's free now. You can say what you want. You're not getting censored for saying the N word. It's like, okay, that's nice, I guess. But like, what's being promoted and how is this being used to further this type of agenda, the AI technocrat
Honestly,
agenda?
my experience with the internet generally and just all these apps and X is that they self-segregate. Yeah, X has become, like people said when they shut down 4chan, they're like, where they played that clip from the Iron Giant. Where do you think they're gonna go, Mansley? It's like, yeah, like I mean, you
Sure.
get rid of that, and then they come here, and you can tell. I mean, like, yeah, Elon Musk, he's Kekimus Maximus. Like, okay, well, that's, but and also 4chan
And what
polls,
happened
right?
with
It's
4chan?
political
We
place.
knew what who was posting the most on 4chan.
Right. But it's also people with politically with rugged political minds, right? And it's like the X is now the political platform. Everyone knows if you want social media / politics, that's X, right?
I
All
mean,
the other places,
could that have been
or
something
Bluesky.
to get people to funnel more into X? I
It
mean,
could be, but it has to be organic, partly. Some
what?
of it has to be. People coming to X because Elon Musk is in charge and lets people say whatever they want. And it's verbal. It's like the way people, put out like just a little thing and how it connects and like but then, meanwhile something on like Snapchat or Instagram, it's just like swipes, or TikTok, swipe it's videos, it's not verbal. So there's going to be self-segregation with different kinds of people. If you're a more visual person who likes just feeling happy, you're not going to go to X. Like, you got to look at this bill, man. Like, you're going to read that. Whereas on TikTok, you just sit there and you see funny animal videos and stuff, and and that's why you have you have TikTok dancing, right? Because it's people
What are you
who
saying?
just are more. I'm saying all this is self-segregated. I don't think that X is
Until it's not
propaganda.
self-segregated, right?
Yeah, but that's a different thing. When we find out that there's substantial manipulation happening in algorithms to
Not
promote,
even just
because
algorithms. I'm talking about people too. Like I just said, Asmongold. I mean, you might stretch over
well,
into
sure,
YouTube.
promotion, right? But what before Twitter was, even people who are drawn to the politics, even people who would normally be active and popular and ideas on Twitter were getting prevented from exposure. That's a different thing.
I know,
But
but I
but
think they realized that censoring like that doesn't work. So they just said, let it all come, and on the back end, we'll do the propaganda. We won't like stifle. We're just let it all, and then
yeah.
it's all of it's just out there. And there, honestly, in some sense, it's hard to even figure out anything. If you're somebody coming on this platform, I mean, you're going to see literally. I just was looking at someone, somebody just had their Twitter poll up that wasn't, they'd never been on it. They really had only had one follow. They were following one person, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at their feed of just their homes, and it's crazy how much it. And in some sense, your mind is just like, I don't know what to believe, but there is an aspect of, well, I know I like this guy, I follow this guy, right? Like I think about the aspect of like Asmongold. Oh, I like how Asmongold operates, and then you kind of couple it with the Twitter posts and the followings and the likes, and it's like it creates this kind of like culture. I don't want to say culture, but like this kind of like sphere around it that like it's I don't know, it just reaches, and I feel like it's hard for me to put in words what I'm exactly trying to convey, but like
I,
I don't think
I, I
I
mean,
don't think it's solely, oh, this is just organic. I think there is definitely things behind the scenes that we're not picking up on outright. But whereas censorship was easy to pick up, that was so easy to say, well, this guy's criticizing XYZ and he's getting banned, huh? But now it's like it's not so clear because nobody's really getting censored. I mean, there are maybe some people,
yeah.
but like it's not so clear. So it's like it's so much more murky. But then I see things where, and Asmongold agrees with Elon Musk and what he's saying. He's taking that side, and it's like interesting, or whoever, right? Or the MAGA people take this side, and it's like, then I don't even know if that's organic. I don't even know. Are they all on the same side? I have no fucking idea.
Yeah, but like Katy Perry's not talking about this, right? Like, who's going to be talking about the
Why not?
bill on AI?
Why?
Because
Why?
she's Katy Perry. She doesn't think about this sort of stuff,
She's a fucking
right?
Democrat demagogue for 20 years now. She's not talking about shit anymore.
I mean, okay, I shouldn't have used her because was she the group that
Yeah.
went to space? But like,
But I
maybe there's a
mean, all
little
these
bit. But
people
like
were,
that was on Twitter, or that was on X. Like,
all
you
these
know,
people 5 years ago were Democrat demagogues. To me, it just smells bad. Like it doesn't pass the smell test. And I feel like there's something going on behind the scenes where they have they know, like these people, again, the algorithm shit, like they know they have all this information on us. And Elon Musk buying Twitter, while it seemed like, yes, he's a free speech guy, he's going to be our guy. What is he actually? Maybe there's something more to it, and he's actually maybe amplifying at certain times, certain people, and there's bots involved or something. I'm not sure exactly how the whole behind the scenes goes, but I'm just saying that, like, I don't think we should be so quick to say it's free now and we're good and we're all having organic conversations about shit.
No, but I do feel like he created a space for a group that was being held out of discourse.
I know, but
Right.
you can use
And
that as a propulsion to. You can use that aspect as a precedence for a propulsion to have the masses on your side, or try to at least. I got rid of censorship, and maybe I'm being schizo. Listen, I'm just saying.
When I
This
was
is
in
like,
DC,
I'm just like,
and
I don't really fuck with any of these people, man. Any of the people I watch on here, and I understand I'm on here. I mean, I'm on here too, and you don't have to fuck with me. But I'm just saying, I completely always have been saying this since I've been on YouTube. I made a Tim Pool video, that whole shit was just like, we don't know any of these people. And I'll tell you, I'm not being paid by anybody. We're not being paid by anybody, but like, I'm still telling you, person watching this, don't fucking trust me. I'm just saying, but go ahead.
yeah, that's I had a
It's all
conversation with
propaganda.
a very intelligent atheist a long time ago,
Sure.
and it's this moment stuck with me because he was arguing that religion, or Christianity in particular, was dangerous because it was intolerant of other religions, and so atheism created a more peaceful environment, more peaceful society. I responded with an argument I believe C.S. Lewis made before. Don't you think it's possible that a devout Christian might understand a devout Muslim better than an atheist, because we are religious too, right?
Yeah.
And we understand people with convictions and people with moral principles. He responded, see that right there? That's a clever argument. That's what we call clever arguments. And we have to be very wary of clever arguments because they appeal to us on an appetite level,
Yeah.
right? They strike our fancy. And that was it. That was his whole response. And so that stuck with me. And so and I don't know, right or wrong, right? But that was the interaction. And when you say something like, don't you think censoring and banning people from discourse might actually be promoting them? All I can say is that's a clever argument.
Well, it did.
Because
I don't have to say
it's contrary
clever.
to what we would always think, is
It
that
happened.
it would.
What is literally,
Maybe?
literally all Alex Jones has censored.tv, bro. That has been a selling point for these people is, I'm talking about banned shit. Come follow me. I'm talking about the real news. And it's like,
but then everyone's a fool, right? Because then everyone who bans is thwarting their own intentions, and everyone who doesn't want to be banned is we should be begging to get banned, right? Like, and perhaps it's true, but I doubt it. I think overall the effect
you're talking on that point. You're talking about the individual level of being banned. That sucks. Like, that's why these people got the fame. A lot of these people got the fame they did because it sucked and it was like persecution in a way, and it was anti-constitutional. I'm talking about from like the authority level, right? Like they can see the playing field as a whole,
Yeah.
and they can see how what censorship didn't work. It never fucking worked. We knew that. We knew that in 2016. This shit's not going to work. And I think that they just said, let it all happen. Let it all be murky. And we'll promote certain things and certain people in the way we want to promote it. And I don't think it's so clear cut to say it's free now, so therefore it's organic. That to me is wrong to think about.
Every totalitarian regime, though, uses censorship and force because they think it works. Maybe they're all wrong. Maybe it doesn't. There's definitely an inclination in us to believe that the extirpation of our enemies is actually the most effective means of getting rid of them and getting rid of their ideas. So
not if you don't know who your enemy is. So, like, that's the thing, is that it's not. And because you also have to think, the censorship thing in 2016. I mean, social media was fairly new at the time. right? Like this form of social media was fairly new, and this
Yeah,
kind of
that's true.
political
Yeah.
talk online was very new. So it was like the first thing they probably thought of was, let's just ban everybody who talks bad about the Jays or black people or something. But then I think they had a realization, and all the fucking tech people have jumped on their side to say that's actually not the route we're going to go anymore. Let's just let everybody say whatever they want, muddy the waters, and we'll promote the certain things that we want, and we'll be in the pockets of certain people. And again, I can't confirm it, but I'm just saying that like that's the route that's the smart route I might take if I was like an AI nerd. Is just like, I don't care about you throwing up 1350 or a swastika or some shit. I don't give a fuck. You can throw that shit up there, and I'm gonna promote my shit, and I'm gonna promote my people, and they're gonna subtly be on my side on, you know, across the internet. And then that's how you kind of create this like murky
It's the same
propaganda
thing, though.
machine.
Yeah, now materially it's the same thing. If you're banned on a platform, or if you post stuff and no one sees it, it's
Yeah, at least back then, with censorship, we knew. We were like, oh god,
yeah.
this
Yes.
is happening. Now we don't fucking know, and it's like we could
Yeah.
just be getting shadow banned, and we don't even fucking know. And certain things are being promoted in certain ways that we think they're on our side, but it's like that's just
Yeah.
it's so murky. That to me, it's just
And
so
what
it's so murky now that I just am like, it's like splitting my brain open where I just don't even know anymore. I'm like, I don't even know who's
yeah.
bought and paid for anymore. That's just me though. I
And
don't know.
one of the big things to me is the bots, because
Yes, yeah.
you know how many people have called me a bot? I'm like, dude, I'm a real person. Stop calling me bot, but I was a bot. But there is something where certain sites clearly boost likes, because if someone posts something, they'll have likes, they'll have comments, they'll have auto bots that as soon as you make an account, you post something, someone's like, hey, that's a really good thing you just posted there. And now you want to use the platform because you're like, wow, this platform's way better than the other one. Look at all these people like what I'm saying, right? There's an element where you have to identify if what you're dealing with is actually real or not, like
Yes, yeah,
like
yeah.
it's human or not.
And
Like, okay,
that's why, like, that's another aspect that makes it so much harder, because it's not about censoring anymore. It's about like what is promoted, and there are absolutely things that are organically promoted. I agree, but then it's like, well, I don't even know this is being promoted, but it's like, is this a bot? Is there these bots liking this?
yeah,
Is this
yeah.
actually like? And it's like so much harder now to discern, and I almost feel like
It is,
that's the
you
play, right? I think that's the play they're going for now.
but message them. That's the thing, is like over time, if you use an app for a little
Good night,
while,
A, and I know. Sorry, go
you
ahead.
get a feel. You get a
Yep.
feel of it. Like, if you like get a comment and you message and you say, oh, what about this? And then they don't respond, or they just want something, incoherent. It's like, okay, well then I know there's bots on this site. And
You
yeah.
get a feel for the bots, is what you're saying, or
The bots, and also the like ratios. You get on a site, you're like, okay, well, over on this site, this person puts this and it gets this like ratio. Over here it doesn't.
I
It's
don't
just,
know.
yeah, I don't
I
know.
just think people
Something to be aware of.
need to be yes, be aware, be skeptical. I think they want to create, and it's always been this way, but I think it's becoming, it's just more murky now that they want to create this propaganda machine online, and just it's all the tech people are getting on board with it. I think that's what it seems like.